can go clean my hands off and charge it.
How's everyone doing tonight?
Woo!
My name's Zachariah Tippett. Most people just call me Tourettes. I have Tourette's syndrome. So raise of hands, how many people know what Tourette's syndrome is? How many people would want it? Okay, your hand went down a little bit too fast, but I'm lucky to be here tonight. I'm happy all y'all can make it here tonight too. I actually called my boss today. I was like, hey man, my Tourette's is just kicking my ass today. Like, I'm gonna take this 3-day weekend, I'm gonna recover, and we'll see how it goes Monday. And he called me back, he's like, yeah, you're fired. Which sucks, it's never a good time for losing a job. What I did was accounting work, and I have 4 degrees in business. So every time I would go in, and it was my dream job since I was a kid. Sucked, hated it. I went in there, I had to sit in this chair and fidget all day, and I sat in a cubicle just swearing at myself. So my Tourette's is kind of like a sonar, like a bat, so it'd be like, like, I don't care if you hear my noises, but I don't want to hear it. That shit's annoying. So I did what anyone else would do in a circumstance like that. I went home, grabbed a pint of ice cream, lay down on the couch, contemplating suicide, and just pretty much clicked on everything on Indeed. And these were my results. I couldn't be a 911 operator. I couldn't look for OnStar. I tried working at IHOP for a week, but like body movements and pancakes, yeah, that never went well. Let's see. I tried DJing for a while. That was actually pretty lit. That was one of my favorite jobs. Every time I would go to work, I'd come up on stage like this. There'd be an announcer like, all right, everyone, you ready? It's your favorite guy coming up here to make some music. He's the professional and weird-ass noise making. Give it up for DJ Tourettes! Which was a really easy job too, because all I had to do was like mix techno music with my weird noises, so it went a little like But the only problem with that job was I'm epileptic, so for the people that don't know what that means, is flashing lights would give me seizures. And half the people that worked there were potheads and watched way too much of whatever Cheech and Chong did. So they would come up and I would be mid-seizure on the ground, and they would come up and be like, whoa, man, check out this dude's dance moves, man. He's doing the worm, bro. Oh, he's getting a raise, man. Yeah, so having a seizure every week really wasn't healthy, so I had to leave that job. I tried bartending once, but the only drinks I was allowed to do were shaken. Then after that, I tried babysitting, but God, was that a horrible idea, because you remember how that bartending job, right? Yeah, I hope those kids are okay and grow up normal like me. Let's see here, I tried pouring for a while, but the director was always on my ass. He'd be like, yo, why are you making more noises than the girl? And then I took my pouring and acting knowledge and I formed it into, I auditioned for a movie. So I went up there, I went on stage, I started doing my bits, and the director was like, whoa, 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 whoa. What are you doing? What's with the weird noises? Is that improv? Can you stop that? I was like, I wish. So I went back to doing my my audition, and he was like, well, I think your Tourette's is going to get in the way of doing this lead role. I was like, oh really? My loud noises are going to get in the way of this role. Okay. He was like, well, did you even see what movie you're auditioning for? I was like, no, here, let me see it. I want to see how my loud noises are going to get in the way of this movie. And the movie I'm auditioning for is John Krasinski's A Quiet Place. So I did what any other person would do at that time of being rejected so many times. I went to the one place where they always accept race, color, background, height, weight. Yeah, it turns out the United States military isn't a fan of Tourette's people either. I went in, the recruiter said to me, son, the military is not responsible for handing someone like you a fully automatic weapon and a really highly explosive hand grenade. Son, can you picture yourself throwing a hand grenade? And he wasn't wrong. When he said that to me, I had this cool cinematic, like Saving Private Ryan going on in my head. And it went a little bit like this. All right, man, we're surrounded. This is the go-to plan that I pretty much have. I'm gonna throw this here hand grenade, and we're gonna book it. That's the only options we have to live, fellas. All right, on 3. 1, 2, pop. All right, everyone, thank you for having me tonight. Here's